We send 1,000 emails to new contact every day, and this results in 1 to 3 new clients closed each month with this outbound system. And the best part is that I'm able to do it in 3 hours per week thanks to the outbound system that I've developed inside my agency. So in this video, what I will share with you is essentially a piece of this system. And now before I share it, right, so give me 45 seconds so I can explain you exactly, why we created this system in the first place, why you need this system if you want to be able to scale your business profitably. And then for the rest of the video, I will screen share and show you exactly how this system works and how essentially you can use it inside your own business. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Alexander Costa, and I operated like an email marketing agency for more than 3 years now. And I worked with 40 plus clients, so 7 and 8 figures e-commerce brand. And what we are doing essentially is helping them to scale, leveraging email marketing, helping them to unlock their scaling capabilities and improving their conversion rate and lifetime value. So over this period, we've generated more than 15 million in revenue in sales for these brands that we've been working with. And now, most of these clients, they came from cold email. And to be fair, it took me like a lot of time to just come up with a dial-in system that breaks down all the different steps, costs, dependencies, softwares, the number of cold emails, accounts that you need to be able to make it all work. And one of the biggest problems came from the fact that it's really hard sometimes to know exactly what is it that you need to fine-tune, change inside your system so you can finally make this cold outbound funnel work. All right, let's get started. So that is the system that I use for outbound here. So essentially cold email. And I think that, breaking it down for you might probably help. That it really helps me to figure things out and understand what is the thing that I need to change, what is working, what is not, is the system working very well, am I profitable and everything. So yeah, let me break down this unit economics. So essentially, I generally reach out for 22 days per month. It shows that there's 30 days, there is 4 weeks, there is roughly 8 days off. I don't reach out on the weekends, that's the reason why. And then I send currently 1,000 new contacts per day. So it's like new leads, right? And to be able to essentially do that, what I do is that I send per inbox, right? So for example, I don't know, Alex at trycreative.com or whatever, 10 message, right? And here is the number of emails that each prospect will receive. That's 3. And the total emails sent per day, which is in total 3,000, which is this number multiplied by this one, essentially, right? So I send 3,000 messages, taking into consideration the first message and the follow-ups per day, right? That's the input. Then related to the inbox, what I call the inbox management. So you need to have the system to be able to do that. And what I do is that I always calculate the number of inbox required to be able to send this number, right? So let's say that it's 800, right? It would be 80 inbox required, right? If it's 1,000, it's 100. The reason being that we are sending, again, as you can see here, 10 message per inbox, right? So then we have the number of inbox, and then we need to calculate the number of domain, right? And the number of domain is generally the number of inbox divided by 2, because we put 2 inbox per domain, right? So number of inbox is divided by 2 equal the number of domain. And then I like to have replacement inboxes always at any time. So what I do is that I will try to get as many inbox that I'm using to send emails as replacement inboxes. So essentially, right, that's the same number. And here is same thing. You need to have 2 inbox per domain, so it's 50 domains. So it means that to be able to send 1,000 emails, you have essentially 50 domains that are used and 50 domains for replacement, so which is 100 domains and 200 inboxes. So then I like to have the lifespan, I would say, of an inbox. It's generally 4 months sending emails. That's what I've observed. And so then it gives me the number of inbox that I need to build per month to be able to get to the 100 inbox for replacements. Right? So when you have this, you know exactly how many inbox you need to create per month. how many domain you need to buy for that, how many email you can send if you send 10 10 emails per inbox, right? And yes, 10 new contact per inbox, sorry, not 10 emails, 10 new contact per inbox, right? Because here is the last part, so the output. So as you can see here, it's written that we send 30 emails per inbox per day. And here I was talking about the new contact. Of course, there is the follow-ups, right? And if you recall, we send in total 3 email per prospect. So which means that, you know, we send essentially 30 emails per inbox, right, per day, because there is the first contact, so the new one, which is here, 10, plus the other follow-ups, which are 2, because in total we have 3 emails sent per prospect. So then it gives you also the warm-up level that you need to have, the number of emails that are used for warm-up, because you want to have the warm-up always like running as you send the emails, right? Because that way, you know, you increase essentially the lifespan of an inbox, because you have the emails that are sent for warm-up and the good one, and it gives like this impression to the inbox providers that you're a good sender, right? Kinda. So the daily warm-up, like how is it calculated, is that I want to send like 50 emails in total per inbox, right, per day. So I just need to do 50 minus 30, which is here, and it gives me 20. So it means that if you play with the numbers, let's say that instead of sending 2 follow-ups, we send just 1, right? So if you do that, boom, as you can see, it changes here, right? Right? Like the numbers change in general. And here, it means that we would be sending 20 emails in total, and we would have like 30 emails of warm-up because we want to get to the 50, right? But I will just leave it to 3 here. Right? So that's for this part. Now, I like to look at, to start, probably this one, the lead sourcing. So why is it important? So if you think about it, you can't send like 1,000 emails straight, right? Because to be able to send 1,000 emails, you need to have the leads for that, right? So if you send like 1,000 emails per day, that's how I like to calculate things. And you want to send 22,000 then emails, 22,000 new contacts per month. Then you need like 66,000 leads. The reason why I want to have like 3 times the number of contacts that I reach out to per month, it's because essentially you want to do loops. So every 3 months you want to start to recontact the people that you have already contacted, because most of the time they don't remember you, right? And the things are changing, right? So they might be not interested at some point, but then they become like super interested, right? So that's the reason why. And then you know like the new leads required per month, right? I mean, it's not that you know it, it's like you can calculate it based on the software that you're using, right? If you can get like, I don't know, 20,000 leads per month, that's good, because then it gives you like the month required to be able to get there. And it would take you 3 months, right? Probably a bit more, so if I do that, 3.3 months, right? So this helps you to understand, okay, so when can I be at full capacity to be able to send 1,000 leads per day, right? Now we will go to the right part of the table, which is really, really interesting as well. So that's where you break down the cost and everything and how it works. So the first thing is that we have the volume here. So I like first, probably to separate things with marketing and sales, right? What is marketing? You need to understand what is the part that is marketing and what is the part that is sales. Can sound like obvious, but for me it wasn't, right? Probably I'm not smart. But yeah, anyway, so and then you have like current benchmark, best opportunity, and you know, the difficulty to change the thing. So it really helps me to understand, all right, where is the problem? What do I need to solve? And how easy is it to solve it? So let's say, for example, you are sending, I don't know, like, right? So here I will just, because we know that we want to send that, but let's say that we were sending like 11,000 leads, right? So as you can see, now we have like a minus 100, minus 9, 74, 89, which is like, this one is different because it's a combination of these two, but I will go to that. But essentially you can see that the best opportunity is here, right? So the color would be like something like a red like this, right? And I would try first to fix that, because I know that if I fix that, essentially I double the business, right? And that's the easiest place. So here I would put easy, for example, right? All right, let me get back to what we were doing. So you sent 22, right? So here you are all good. There is not really like an opportunity so far, except if you decide to go to 44,000 and double this shit. And then, right, you'd be at 22,000 and probably like the best opportunity, same thing. If you have like number of leads, you would have to change that, right? You would have to change the numbers, but yeah. So let me just pull everything back because essentially, again, let's say it's 40,000 for 44,000. It's here that you would change, right? This number, it's easier. H8 equal. Because then if I do 2,000 per day, yeah, I see. So it's better that way. All right. Let me just do that really fast. All right. Oops. All right. All right. So now there is the engaged leads, right? So the engaged leads, what is it? So engaged leads, it's like the number of people that reply positively, right? So when you send this 22, you will have like a number that you need to track that gives you like the positive replies, right? So with my agency, which is an e-commerce email marketing agency, it's super saturated. So I'm still trying to figure things out to get like all these numbers up because it's changing over time with tech and so on. But I'm currently at this 0.28. So it's not probably the best, I know, but you know, I'm on my way. So the thing is, I want to show you what I'm doing. So then you have like this opportunity -9%. It's pretty hard to make it this number up. It's really linked to a few different things that I've like highlighted here. Do you have like good deliverability? Do you sell the reply instead of like a call? Do you have like a good script with like low friction call to action, so which is kind of linked to the one above? And then when you send the follow-ups, so do you send like enough follow-ups? Are they good? And do you have like good assets? Because eventually people will check your website before like getting back to you, right? So that's essentially these things. But I think that, you know, like one of the things that is the most important is probably the offer and lead magnet, right? That's probably the most important thing. So deliverability, offer, lead / lead magnet, and then the script with low friction CTA, which generally the CTA is the offer or lead magnet. But anyway, you test things and you try to get this number higher as high as possible. And then there is the book call per engagement lead. So let's say someone says that they're interested, right? So generally I will still like look a bit at their website and stuff, because just out of curiosity, it doesn't make sense, or you know, are they qualified or something in some ways. But this number, same thing, right? It needs to be as high as possible. So here for the benchmark, just so you know, that was like my numbers like previous year, and things like just, you know, decreased. But I think it's just like the ecosystem that is evolving, right? But yeah, so and when you multiply these two numbers, you get this one, which is the book call rate, right? So here it's like pretty low. I'd like to get it back to this number again. Some people that are like expert in cold email or whatever will say, yeah, it's not good, whatever. Yeah, okay. I think that it depends on your service, right? If you do like email marketing, is super saturated. So you need to, you know, improve a few things to be able, you need to have like a crazy good offer or something that is different, but it's really hard, right? So it depends on the industry where you are at and the offer as well. But the industry plays a role, right? That's something that I could also add here. Essentially, it's like also your market, right? Market saturation, I would say, for positive replies, right? So, and then you have the number of book calls that are estimated for the month, right? So you said 22 is 12 at the moment with these numbers. So now here is the thing where it starts to be cool, is that you know, for example, that here you were there because you have your numbers, and then you are here. So it means that where there is the biggest leverage is this one, because let's say that I get to 35% again, as you can see, I've like essentially almost double my business, right? With cold email, right? So that's where you would focus all your energy on, right? To make it work. Or you would focus here on the sales process for outbound here. So you try to find where are the biggest opportunities, in fact, right? Where do I need to work to fix my outbound, right? So then you have your show up rate. So here's 79, 78, so that's good. Here the demo book rate. So what it is. So essentially you do calls, right? And you have like people qualified or not. And then this number is based on that. So there is like a few things that you can do to improve it. First, have like multiple offers. Can sound like, you know, obvious, but it's not, I think. Essentially, if you have like an offer for not that qualified people for your retainer, then you increase the number of book calls because essentially they're qualified. So then you would be like, instead of saying no during the call, you would be like, all right, we have something for you, which will increase this number, right? And that's what I'm working on at the moment. Then you have the demo show up rate. So essentially there is like the disco, they show up, so they book the call, right? They show up or not, then you complete the disco, then you book eventually your demo, and then they essentially show up or not, right? And then you close them, right? So I have like a pretty good close for outbound, which is like 50% at the moment. The issues come from here and probably here. So that's the two things that I need to work on at the moment, right? So how do I increase my demo book rate? More offers. And how do I essentially here increase my book call per engaged lead, right? So, and here is a few ideas for you, right? So you can reply faster, right? You can have like a first reply with the loom that works very well because you've reworked the loom or something, right? And share the lead magnet. You can have like a good lead magnet if you give them a lead magnet, right? Low commitment CTA to get them to the call as well. And if no reply, follow up with content. So that's why you need content. So there is like a few things, right? It's not just about outbound, that as you can see here, right? That's a lot of different pieces that comes together and makes this number higher. All right, so then you know how many clients you will close with this number. So 1.4, you know like how many clients you need to get, how many emails you need to send, new contact, right? It's not like emails or whatever, it's new contact. So if you add the follow-ups and let's say that everyone needs 3 emails, it would be like 3 times that, which would be like 41,000, but you send 66,000 emails a month, so that's okay. Now let's check out the numbers. And that's a part that is cool. I think that we won't probably do that, but let's talk about this one, right? Here is like scenarios and stuff. But here, so essentially you put the price per month, to buy the domains. What would it be in terms of price per month, right? So I think here is probably like a bit high, but I'm not sure. I need to review this number probably. But then like how much costs you the inboxes, right? G Suite, Outlook. And then what software are you using? So for example, for e-commerce, you use Store Leads per month for like what it is. So here it's because I estimate that I would pay like 1,000 for 12 months. That's why there is this number. Apollo per month, ListKit, for example, Million Verifier if you use that, Scrubby if you use that, and instantly as well, like how much do you pay per month? And then it gives you this number per month, right? It's like how much do you spend on outbound or your outbound system to get like these all the leads required to send 22,000 per month, right? And it costs me that. So then when you have this number, essentially what you can do is like calculate then the price per contact, right? So the price per contact is this one divided by this one here divided by this one, and then you have like, so it costs me like roughly 12 cents, so we put it like this, 13 cents to get a call. And then you have like here, so the price per engaged lead, so again it's like divided by this number because we want to know like how many people are, it's like the positive replies, right? Like what's the cost for a positive reply. Then there is what's the cost for a discovery call. Same thing, it's taking like all these numbers here, right? As you can see, right? We take this number. And then the price for completed disco, the price for a demo, right? And then as you can see here, you recall like the demo 31, if we get to 40, for example, and boom, we've just lowered the price, right, for a demo, right? So that's why you are looking for the biggest ROI thing, because for example here, like this one, if I get to 35, look at this number, right? Boom, right? I almost like cut it by 2. That's where I need to focus all my energy, right? And then you have the cost per demo, cost per acquisition for outbound, right? And here I like to have like a benchmark, something that I'm like striving to get to. But yeah, so that's roughly the idea, right? And I want to show you that after. So then what I like to do is essentially here I have like all my costs and calculate my blended cost, for my agency with inbound, organic. So inbound is like paid ads, organic, and then like everything, right? So all together. So it gives me like a blended CAC, which you need to know, right? So you need to know the CAC for CAC outbound, which we saw, right? You need to know your CAC for inbound and CAC organic. So organic, for example, what would it be? So let's say that you pay an agency, or no, let's say you have like a video editor, you pay him like 2,000, plus you use like softwares like High Fury, it's like whatever, let's say 500 divided by 2, because here we calculate per month, right? So you would add like all the software that you use and everything, all the things that you pay to get the content, and then you would have a number, right? And then you can use this number to come up with your CAC. I mean, that's another video that I can do to calculate that, but essentially it's done here. Oops, it's done just over there, right? So you have an idea of that. But yeah, so then again, we know that we have like this is the price that we pay again, just over there, right? It's like the cost of everything. I don't have an SDR at the moment. I'm the SDR, so that's why. Otherwise I would have like put the number somewhere here, and then I would have like things here. So depending the way you calculate things, you can have like 1, 2, 3, 4 SDR, and so on and so forth. But my point is that here, what I really like is that it gives me like same thing, the numbers, but I can see like all my different numbers and know what's going on. So now, we know that our cost per acquisition for outbound is almost like 2,000, right? So now what we need to know as well for the business is like, how long does a customer stay, right? Like what's my price? Let's say it's like 3.5. How long do they stay, right? You know that they stay in average, 164 days, which would be 5.4 a month, right? So here, up, right? So then you can calculate this number here, right? Essentially it's the LTV, right? So it would be equal that multiplied by that, right? So I did the math differently because that's my sheet and I have like other numbers that you don't see, but yeah. But essentially that's that. And then you want to know the cost to fulfill. So let's say that, it costs you, I don't know, like 25% of this number, right? So it means that the cost to fulfill would be that, right? And then the cost to fulfill in total would be this time this, right? Which is here, right? And then when you have your cost to fulfill, you can know your lifetime gross profit, right? Because it's essentially this number minus this one is this one. And then you can know your blended CAC. Blended CAC takes into consideration like this one, this one, this one, this one. But here, to make it simple, we know that we just have like this one, right? So it's the 982, right? That's the CAC. And then you know your lifetime contribution, I would say, which is essentially we take this one and we just remove the CAC, right? So if I take equal this one minus this one here, which is this one here, we know that with outbound, on average, after paying everything, we just make like this profit, right? 12,000, right? So having all of this really helps you to understand, okay, am I profitable? Like, how does my system work, right? How does this all work? And, am I essentially profitable, using this system. If that's the case, you keep doing it, right? And you keep like trying to scale things up. So meaning that when you have cash, you just reinvest in getting more leads if your TAM is big enough, and then you can essentially scale things to, for example, 2,000, right? And then that's how you scale your business. All right. So hope that this video was cool, and yeah. All right, so if you learned a few things inside the video, just feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And one last thing as well, if you want the same sheet that I've been using during this video, just drop a comment, right? Comment sheet, and then I will reply to you and give you access to the sheet so that you can master outbound once and for all. All right, peace.